There's a bit of noise in the background, please ignore that. This video is about how to input lump sum pay and lump sum tax into Nifty payroll. Now the procedure for calculating lump sum pay, still think the best place to get an example and instructions for how to do it is in the 2027 PAYE guide. If you Google 2017 PAYE guide, section 21 describes how to do it and gives an example. So you need to create for yourself an Excel sheet similar to what I have here, and find your lump sum pay and your lump sum tax. So once you have calculated your lump sum pay and your lump sum tax based on the instructions from the PAYE guide, what you need to do is to come to your system, open this lump sum. I've already put in the information, but I'll delete it and put it in for you again. The figures you need are the total lump sum salary, so which is this. I've done a summation of, because it's based on the past 5 years, right? So the fifth year includes anything older than 5 years. So you need to take that total salary, and it can include notice pay, leave, service gratuity, and things like that. So you can see service gratuity is what applies to the previous years, and in the fifth year it is summed up. In this case, this guy worked for he had 10 years of service, so in here you have, I think it's 5 salaries. So anyway, that's how you calculate your total income. This is the figure you'll put in, and then you'll calculate the taxation using the tax rates that were applicable in all those years to get your tax. And strictly speaking, you're supposed to calculate the total tax based on the total income, based on what you've added relative to what the income was in the previous years, to come up with a total taxation. Make sure you've used the personal relief in full to give you the net tax that you should add. So this is the figure because of the from the 5 years of tax that have been calculated, you take the summation. Okay, so I have my income, lump sum pay, and I have my lump sum tax. So those are the two figures that you need to come in and put here. So I've just put in some fake information, but what's important is, remember I'm in the lump sum app. You take the person, you say the month that it's being processed, so in this case it's that. This year one is for using this tool. This tool can do the same thing as this, but it's quite complicated to use. Well, it's not really complicated, but I need to give you a way to figure out how to use it. But if you're able to use Excel, it's easier to do it like this. So you can ignore, well, you need to put in a figure, so just put 2026 if that is the year. Then you say whether you're paying a full salary per previous year worked, or a half salary, or a 2/3 salary, I think. Well, I guess you can do 2/3 because minimum is half. Then it'll pick whatever the current salary is from the system automatically. Then you say it will calculate the number of, no, you put in the number of years manually, you put in if there are notice days to be paid, you put in if there are leave days. Now, because you're putting in these two figures manually, these things actually, you can ignore them. You don't even need to put them in. You can survive without them. I think even the income, if I delete it, yeah, right? Strictly, you could even get rid of this. Oh, it picks this automatically. So you can get away with just the name, the month. This will be picked automatically. So you put in your lump sum pay, the total, and your lump sum tax, like that. Right? So we've got our data there. Then you come now to the pay slips. I had already processed. There's something else you need to do because the person, of course, this is their last month. So let's go to the pay slip. You can double click to open his personal record. So you need to, of course, terminate him So deactivate him on the last month that he's getting a salary. If you do March, he won't appear in April. So you have to do what the last month is. Then the other thing I've done here is to switch off his personal relief, because in the example that I have, he has no other income. So if let me show you his payslip without any other income in it. So if I show you his payslip, it will just have the lump sum and the lump sum tax, and it will give him net pay. Now, if I process, because I had switched off his salary in the previous month, let's say he's still supposed to get his salary in the current month. So now if I process, it will add his salary, and then it will pick the lump sum, and it will pick the, I needed to also change the, let me go there, double click on him. So this is if you wanted to remove the personal relief, if you are only paying lump sum. So that's why I had done this. So otherwise you can leave it as no end if he has a salary at the same time as the lump sum. You can leave this like this forever. This will terminate him from being processed. So if I process now, this basic pay will be calculated as normal with its pay and everything, and then these other things will be added to the payslip. So if you come and we open here, there is his basic pay, there is the lump sum. So you can see the total lump sum is there. You can see the total pay on lump sum is there. And then if you look at this taxable pay, you'll see it is 187, which is 200 minus 12,820 to give you taxable pay of this, and this is the pay on taxable pay. Then the total gross tax is that plus that. So that's how, if there is existing salary in combination with lump sum, you'll see the payslip looks like this, and you can see the personal relief is back. So that's how you do the transaction. So you'll just keep his normal salary, and then you'll come in, enter his name, enter the month to be paid. This will be picked automatically, put in the lump sum pay and the lump sum tax, and it will be added. So try that and see if it works.